Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 5. We're almost done. Oh, I just realized I don't have a quote. I will get a quote for you because I'm sure you guys all read it. I just wanted to walk you through what this week is looking like. And to be honest, most of it is like building off stuff that we did last week. So, Monday, you are going to start by going through a slideshow about analyzing evidence, and it's going to go through stuff like motive, alibi, why you would bring up irrelevant evidence, how you use a counterclaim to your advantage. We have talked about some of that stuff, but not all of it. So some of this will be a review, and some of it might be some new information. So as you're going through that document, just like you did last week, you are going to be taking notes along the way on a self-guided notes page. A lot of the notes this week are definitions, and I've again showed you what slides you need to go to. Do you like my bacon cursor, by the way? But make sure you're reading through every single slide because they all build off one another. And if you try to just skip to slide 11, for instance, you're going to have no idea what I'm talking about with Hayden having a strong motive. So make sure you go through all of this. The very last part is a paragraph, and you're going to write a paragraph acknowledging this counterclaim right here that technology distracts students from doing their work well, and you're going to write a paragraph disproving that. So as we move towards writing our final paper, strategically, when you're arguing, if you can acknowledge somebody's counterclaim before them, it just gives you an advantage. So you're going to write a counterclaim paragraph as though you were writing a paper about technology in schools. It has on the slideshow an example of what a counterclaim paragraph would look like and all of the parts that you need. Make sure you look through that, and as you're writing your own, if you need to look back through that to help you, definitely do that. Okay, that is the reading and writing part of Monday. And then this is just continuing on our progress as normal. So this should be week 4 of your passion project. Trackers, so this just has to be done by Thursday. Make sure you're continuing to add details. I will be updating your week 3 grades as soon as possible so you can see those. That's all Monday. Tuesday, I kind of gave you a break on reading. And then again, we're continuing where we left off last week with getting a little bit more research done for our passion project. So last week, you had to find at least one quality article to talk about whatever your passion project topic was about. You're going to repeat that and find at least one more. On the same document that you used last week, you are going to add a second annotated bibliography for this new article that you found. I've reminded you what needs to be in it. There's an example annotated bibliography, and there's a frequently asked questions that I really strongly suggest you looking at. That is Tuesday. Again, building off last week for Wednesday, we are working towards writing a final paper, which will actually start writing some of the paper next week. We're still kind of collecting ideas for right now, but the idea for our paper is right here, and that is, what should school really be like to be effective in the 21st century? So now, not necessarily during coronavirus time, but thinking that things were as normal as they usually are, what should our schools be like? Last week we read an article about what schools look like in Finland. This week you're going to read a blog post, and it is a blog post, so it is, I will tell you, there are a couple grammatical errors. I don't know, I think it's this kid that wrote it. But he kind of just talks about the differences between he as an American student, what he experienced going over to school in New Zealand. So this week you're going to read about that. And again, you're going to make an annotated bibliography entry on the same document that you started last week about school in New Zealand. And the reason we're looking at these different school systems and ideas is to start us thinking about an answer to this question: what should school be like? Nothing else you have to do necessarily on, what day are we on? Wednesday. For your passion project, you just need to keep working on that. And then Thursday, honestly, is just a catch-up day because I know that I'm throwing a lot at you. So Just make sure you're getting your reading in. Whatever else you need to do to catch up, do it. Please proofread your tracking sheets. Side note, there's so many people who are turning in a lowercase I, and it's driving me nuts because you know that. So that's your whole week. Really, it's taking notes on Monday about new info, updating your tracking sheet, doing a research and one annotated bibliography for your project, and reading this article about New Zealand and doing an annotated bibliography for that. Down below, side note, if you need another example of an annotated bibliography, I linked Jasmine Barnes's example here. Thanks, Jasmine. I didn't even ask you, but I'm assuming you're cool with that. So you can check that out. And that's all that I have for you for this week. So I don't know, kind of just building off of last week. Hopefully it won't be too terrible, but if you guys have any questions or at all, please let me know and I am here to help. Have a great week and I will see you next time.